Be the ocean where I unravel. Be my only. Be the water where I'm waiting. You're my river running high. Run deep, run wild.
Speed.
I'm Clyde Lewis. Welcome to Ground Zero Behind the Scenes. Today, it's the aftermath of the Friday night interview with Maximilien de Lafayette, who was the guest on Ground Zero, who abruptly cut off his phone conversation with us in the third hour, saying to use our imagination as to what's going on, and actually denouncing and retracting everything he said on the program, which is the most, probably the weirdest thing that's ever happened on Ground Zero in its history. Ground Zero's been around for 17 years, and we've never had a caller or a guest who has done anything like this, especially someone like Maximilien de Lafayette, who's a very controversial guest. Many people say that he may be a fraud. Other people are saying that he's plagiarized a lot of his material. I really do not know if that's true or not. I've read some of the accusations against him, many of them from jilted lovers, many of them from people who are possible lawyers and others who want to discredit him. He's done a lot of work, extensive research. He's actually the man they use on several specials on television. UFO Hunters has interviewed him about OddTech, which is a secret base that's located somewhere near the Bermuda Triangle. And I knew of him from that because I did a program called Return to the Bermuda Triangle, and I wanted to talk with him more about this type of thing. So we had him on the show last Friday. He was on the program. He made a lot of statements, a lot of interesting things. A lot of people are saying nothing new, which is kind of true. I mean, we've been talking about the Nazi UFO bases. We've been talking about the possibility that the Nazis were doing all kinds of strange work on the Wunderweapons, or whatever they call them, the weapons that Hitler wanted to have before war's end. He was talking about the possibility that a lot of the saucers were tested near the Baltic Sea, off the Baltic coast, and what we may be seeing with the Baltic Sea anomaly is actually a Russian or German flying saucer that has crashed below the surface. What I want to show you now is the reaction from the Ground Zero team, including Jordan, my phone screener, and Wes, my videographer, who was rolling camera at the time this was all going down. And we have my reaction, and what you're going to see is you're going to see a reaction that's completely cold, and a lot of people are saying that what we did was a hoax or a publicity stunt. First of all, I have no reason to do a publicity stunt because I have no reason to get better ratings than what I already have. I'm not looking to sell any books. I'm not looking to sell any DVDs or CDs. You're getting this information for free. It's not some special thing. This happens sometimes, and it hasn't happened on the Ground Zero show. So what we're going to do is we're going to demonstrate for you what happened that night. You're going to get some background information from some of the producers and crew, and then you're also going to hear what Max was saying on the program and what he said to retract all of his statements, which was very peculiar. Let's take a look at some of that stuff right now.
Yeah, I have bad news for you. I can't stay much longer than 1 minute on the phone. Something happened during the break, and I'm not in liberty to tell you what happened. I can't no longer talk about the subject, so we have only 1 minute. Use your imagination, okay?
Okay.
You understand?
All right. Well, then, are you saying goodbye?
I have 1 more minute, so we can wrap it in a gentle way.
Okay, go right ahead and wrap it up.
I should not talk further on this subject, and I respect that. So I can tell one thing to finish it just for 1 minute. But Mr. Arnold, which was a replica of the German Horten 229, and short after what happened, was the Roswell crash. Now I want to end up with announcement to your listener there in the millions I know, that the CIA and the NSA, they were never in the business of cheating the American public or giving them some misinformation. If they had to not reveal the whole truth, they did reveal some, it's because they have very solid reason, because they don't want the public to go berserk. Should they, well, if they had revealed everything, absolutely everything to the public, this will not be in the best interest of the American. So what they did it with a good intention, just to protect the sanity and the state of mind and the national security of America, which I believe you understand very well, and you agree with that some secret should not be made public, because at that time we had the Soviet bloc, and nowadays we have terrorists all over the world. So what they are doing is for the best interest, and people should not continue to throw stone at the NSA, the CIA, and FBI, and the State Air Force, because really they don't know what they are talking about.
The NSA and the CIA don't know anything. We should not cast stones at them, as you're saying?
No, because a lot of people and ufologists, they are accusing the NSA and the CIA and the FBI and the United States Air Force and the Pentagon and the DOD and the Department of Energy that they are hiding vital secrets that the American public have the right to know about. I think the American people have the right to know some, but not absolutely everything, you know. And especially that when they say that the military and the NSA and the CIA and the New World Order established by top secret American organization are kidnapping people and conducting genetic experiments on them. This is absolutely nonsense. This is rubbish. The United States government was never engaged directly or indirectly in kidnapping people and conducting genetic experiments on them. They had a very advanced exotic weapon system, which is the absolute right and the national right and the human right and the international right of America to protect American life and interests worldwide. But I want people to know that the United States government is not involved in any shape or form in conducting very macabre projects at all. And sooner or later, the United States government will come and will explain exactly what happened. They are waiting for the right time and the right condition and the right place. And this is going to happen before 2020. I give you my word on it.
Okay.
I have to go. It was wonderful. And my Lord, you know so much, you know more than I do. It was a remarkable experience, and I hope we'll meet again in the future, and I hope that I have been useful to you and to your listener.
You have. I hope you're okay.
Yeah, thank you. Send me an email, okay? Write to me. God bless you. Bye-bye.
I am so shocked about this. He just immediately changed his what he said. Am I right? Am I confused?
He did. It's almost as if, and right during the top of the hour break newscast, it's almost like somebody may have talked to him. You know, I noticed you said you hope he's okay, almost as if you sense that, you know, something has changed from.
Well, he said,
from 10,
use
50.
your imagination. You heard him say that. I have to go. Use your imagination. In other words, figure it out. I said something I shouldn't have said. Somebody has told me not to speak anymore. I'm going. And then he turns around and he says, there was no connection at all. Wasn't he talking about the New World Order before, about Hitler and Oppenheimer and von Braun?
Yeah, he was talking all about it.
He says it didn't come with George Bush. It happened long before that. And then he said that the Nazis will announce this before 2020. Mark my word. It's just, sorry, I mean, I don't know what to say, man. Call in tonight. We got a whole half hour to kill. 503-417-9595. We'll be back.
You know, so he shrugged you off, Clyde, when you said, I hope you're okay. He goes, yeah. Nervously how he shrugged you off. Mm-hmm. It's not normal, usually when you're okay.
And then talk to our break and say,
I think so.
You better shut up, you know.
I think so.
He mentioned kidnapping in there, too.
I know.
Let me just set this down and talk. When somebody's fine, and like, if I was to call you, I'm like, oh, I hope you're okay, Clyde. You'd be like, oh, no, don't worry, I'm fine. That's how you would act to
do it yourself.
But when you said, I hope you're okay, he kind of like nervously laughed.
That's just not true.
As if
today, installing a water heater would
trying to convince you he's okay.
I mean, besides I'm scared. This is great radio.
That means
What do you think?
I'm running the camera.
I'm just saying. I'm scared, but it's great radio. I mean, no, I'm just saying. I don't know what to do. I'm just scared. I don't know. I've never had a guest do that before to me. It's freaky. It's just weird, dude. It's too weird. He just got shut down. On the air, live. Yes, he got shut down by something. Somebody told him to shut up.
7884 KXL. I'm David Smeltzer. Set a button to FM News 101.
We haven't even started fireworks, but we have to tell you that
He was like revealing everything. And, I'm not driving, but my God.
To get in on some great deals.
Oh my God, I'm so freaking scared, man. Well, Sarah's gonna come pick me up. Sarah sent me a text. What in the ever-loving just happened?
Sweet Jesus.
it makes a difference when you go to buy a new
Sweet Jesus, man. That's up, man. This is the weirdest show I've ever had in my career. Ever. I have never had anybody in the middle of my show say, I've got to go. And he's talking about all this stuff. He's like, I got to go. And then he changes his tune at the last of the...
Yeah.
Am I wrong here? He changed his tune, man.
A lot of people think there's a background voice in the audio as well. I'm going to analyze it myself. I'm going to listen very closely.
We have to get this show, and we have to get him saying something about them meeting with Hitler and how they were involved with the New World Order. It's not something just Bush made up.
Can you email him directly?
Olaf will take care of this. I'm not going to bug him. Look, if he shut down for a reason. I've had my car blown up. I'm not going to do this again.
Okay.
I'm not going to sit here and pester the guy and say, why did you come off my show? If he's being harassed by somebody, if he got told to get off the show, then he's supposed to be off the show. Okay. And he's not supposed to talk about it. And I knew this guy was a risk because of his background. He's well into this. He knows it all.
Okay.
This was a risky show. And I don't know, man. It's just bizarre.
Okay.
There's only one thing I can add to this. It's now Monday. We have received a number of emails and a lot of coverage on the internet about what happened that night, last Friday. We're going to do a follow-up show. One of the things I find most fascinating is that since this has happened, I have someone posting on my Facebook page who calls himself Truefold Benny. And Truefold Benny is... actually Benny True, and I've never heard of Benny True, but I did some investigating into who Benny True was, and all I could find was a Facebook page with no picture, a number of friends, about 50 or so, and an announcement about a new book. This was back in 2009, a new book by Max de Lafayette. And it says in the post that Max de Lafayette wants to have like 10 or 20 questions being sent to him through someone by the name of Germain Portier, or Germain Portier. Germain Portier, I did some research on the name. Turns out Germain Portier is none other than Maximilien de Lafayette. And I also found out that Maximilien de Lafayette may not be his real name after all, that he took the name from a tombstone in France. This gets deeper and crazier and more bizarre as we dig. I don't know. I'm just getting what I can from the internet. I have other people looking into this. In fact, I'm even calling some other people who may know something about this guy, whether or not he's on the level. But as far as I can see, his research stands. His languages stand. His background, shady. No one really knows much about him. Ex-lovers, ex-lawyers, people who've associated with him say that he's kind of a recluse, kind of odd, kind of weird, kind of eccentric. But then again, who isn't in this field, right? So I guess what we can tell you is this is what had happened. It's what it is. You can determine what happened, and as Max de Lafayette said, use your imagination. I'm Clyde Lewis, and this has been Ground Zero, Behind the Scenes.
Oh, I beg you, can I follow? Oh, I ask you, why not always be the ocean where I unravel? Be my own lake, be the water